graphs. What is the matrix? Again, those are the three main categories of mathematics. And then we could talk about how to test. And then we could talk about those kinds of things. Now, I'm not going to go into great length of that. What I'm trying to point out is that group process requires a holistic approach. And if you are only disseminating information, or if you are only nurturing kids, you're missing a big part of the picture. And you're doing them a disservice. Because once they've experienced group process, they can take it with them the rest of their lives. You know, and I've had numerous kids say, Mr. Kiger, this is okay in this classroom, but this ain't the way it is in my house. You know, and I'd be like, I'm sure you're right, and I'm sorry. But, you know, in here, this is the way we do it. And you know what? When you are in charge of a house, you can do this because you understand how to do it. I'm not just opening up your head and dumping information. I'm not just passing you on to the next teacher. Okay? I'm helping you develop your ability to learn, which is the greatest thing I can do. And it's the greatest skill that you will ever have. And it's my belief that if you become a good learner, it will lead you to God. Because everything you see and touch is Christocentric. Everything is. And so it's going to lead you to, oh my gosh, this came from somewhere. Oh, my life came from somewhere. And so if you have a balanced head and heart, it's going to naturally lead you there. And even if it doesn't, you are not going to be opposed to it. You are going to facilitate, you are going to work in facilitated groups with ease. And you're going to experience peace. And you're going to experience success. Because it all works the same way. Whether it's micro or macro. Whether you're atheist or Christian. The four laws and the three parts of a person making up one soul, the way that interacts with the four laws is the same micro, macro for everybody, everywhere, all time. No exceptions. So go with the flow. Be involved. Embrace the process. It's not that difficult a concept. It's just that you've never been exposed to it. Okay? But you have to listen. And the only thing you can do to shut down communication is put up the hand. I don't want to hear you. You're canceled. You don't get to apply here. You don't get to talk. Okay? That does not add to communication. That stops communication. And by definition, it stops relationship. Okay, so I think there are a few more things we want to look at here. Again, let's get back to our theological precepts. Okay, so greed will corrupt truth and faith. Lust corrupts trust and hope. And gluttony will corrupt charity and love. Okay, three ways that your thinking or group thinking can be thwarted. And any combination of those can corrupt. And so, what's the answer? The answer is there's only one non-corrupt way to go. And if you focus on the right way, then you won't go down a bunny trail of the wrong way. So all three of these things, you can get some faulty beliefs, okay, and you can get some pride going on, or you can get some addictive habits, okay. So the human soul can be corrupted in each of those three categories. But the only way it really truly works is if you do stick. If you do stick with, and I'll put this slide up, is if you do look at the way it really, really works. Okay, now, couple of final points here. Relationships are best formed with the intent of presenting oneself with clarity of beliefs. Okay, so I'm going to present what I believe to be true as clearly and articulate it as well as I can. Okay, with good intentions. And my actions that do not betray my stated beliefs. Again, those three learning things. Okay? What am I saying? What's my head saying? What's my heart saying? And what's my body saying? And small group process. Truth, trust, and charity are respectively corruptible by greed, lust, and gluttony. How do you deal with that in the group? Of course, three things. Every group member has an equal share of stock in the group. Every group member has an equal number of shares in this group. Second, dialogue should focus upon group consensus of shared beliefs. Where are we all with a shared understanding? And third, each member is encouraged to fully participate without fear of reprisal. It has to be emotionally safe. Now, I know that we've covered a lot of material today, and I know that I have some examples that I didn't anticipate. Not sorry. As always, I thank you so much for your time and your attention.